is Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day for those who celebrate. Boy, Flobito, this is Wassup, Flobo, episode number 19, I think. We're just rocking and rolling with these things. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Yesterday's episode, which was episode 18, where I did something I don't usually plan on doing. Let's talk about my weight loss fitness regimen, one of the highest rated episodes in 24-hour period. So thanks. And also pays to share on social media. So that's what's up. Today, again, as I figure out what the schedule for this show is going to be, I think the more I do it, the more I realize I got to actually have time. I'm formally going to do these episodes because it is live and I can interact with people. Today, I do want to talk to you about the time I ran for public office. Actually, I ran it for neighborhood council. Hashtag Boys in the Hood was my slogan, or whatever they call it, campaign tag or what have you. See, at my last 9-to-5 day job, a couple of my coworkers were talking about how the youths don't get involved in politics. And to be honest with you, I was one of those youths. I didn't really see the point of it. I'm apathetic. I talked about this in my last comedy album, American for Now. Essentially, my mom grew up, when I was growing up, she was super liberal, and my dad was super, super conservative, and they fought all the time. So when I got to the age of having political opinions, I just opted out. I was like, man, I'm cool. But we've seen over the past couple of years, politics kind of morphed into everything. Now we look up brands and what they support. If they support something you don't like, we boycott them. The whole thing has gotten pretty bad. So I was mentioning sitting at this office on a downtime, and my coworker was like, "You should run for public office." And I was like, "Me? Never." And I looked up, just for S's and giggles, I looked up the requirements to run for office in my neighborhood council here in Los Angeles County. So I live in a neighborhood called Palms. It's on the other side of Culver City. It's part of the LA city, district or whatever. So even though it's neighborhood, so it's the most hyper local politics you can get into, it's still affiliated with the city and county, which means I will still be beholden to all the laws and bylaws of the city. So the same ethics courses, the same kind of money management courses like any other candidate would. This essentially would be the first stop to anyone trying to run for public office. And it was kind of a joke in that way. I was like, it'll be kind of fun to sign up. Maybe I'll be ineligible because I've only been here in this neighborhood for 5 years or whatever. And it's like, no. I ran for business representative. So the whole neighborhood council is nonpartisan, but the business side was even more so. It was really looking for the interest of business owners in the area, and I owned 2 businesses at the time. So I looked it up. They're like, "Oh, we just need your ID and your business license and the proof that you actually live or work in the area." That's it. And I'm in. Blew my mind. So this thing, I started off as a joke, which I'm sure this is going to be a movie somewhere, but I started off as a joke. So I was like, all right, great. I'll just spend $5 on Fiverr.com to get a logo made. I actually hand drew this logo on a sticky note, and the artist came up with this, which is pretty cool because it has it's palm, so it has the palm trees, and I'm a big Mets fan, as you can tell. So I had the orange and blue, and then I didn't even use my full name. It was just Flobo with an exclamation point, and the position, and then the hashtag Boys in the Hood. The hashtag came from a fellow comic, Mir Weiss Najibi. I actually was on tour with him last summer. He came up with the idea of Boys in the Hood. And we're off, man. Little GoFundMe page for some money to get some flyers made. And I'm out there trying to listen to constituents and what they want in the neighborhood as far as businesses is concerned. Palms as a neighborhood is about the size of a postage stamp, but even then it was 5 different districts, and the 5 different districts complained about everything. We're talking about parking rules, we're talking about curfews, we're talking about where the train should be, where homeless encampments should be, where they should be located. Everyone kind of had their own opinion about that. I saw the best and I saw the worst of it. I saw the best of that. People were really trying to come together to solve solutions, solve problems, and come up with solutions in their council to really help the city and state of LA or California. But at the other time, because it's hyper-local, we saw the protest vote. We saw people coming in trying to throw money at it. When I'm elected this position, I'll change everything. I'll put $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on my election campaign. I saw the people that come to these meetings with the same issue every week. Hey, I was thinking we should have a theme park on the corner of Venice and Overland. What? It was cool. It was interesting. It was disheartening all at the same time. It was beautiful. It was ugly. I got to give out shirts to people who donated to the campaign. I think I raised like $200, and I made sure to put that back into the campaign. I didn't go to Vegas with it. Um, I had this big plan for all the businesses here because the neighborhood is very, very residential. So my grand plan, my platform was to come up with like an online cyber yenta, if you be. All the different businesses will be on this roster, and we'll take turns to promote these businesses on our own dedicated social media channels and pages. If they have complementary businesses, for example, if I sold stationery and there was a stationery store, we could connect and have a way to support each other locally, and that way we kind of have like this whole insular, almost incorporated city, but not incorporated city within the city of Los Angeles. And the reason why I'm telling you all this, not to say it was the best idea, but it was an ambitious idea that could have been done. My constituents wanted trash cans. They just wanted places to put more trash on the street. They wanted a hotline to call if a homeless person took a nap in front of their business, right? So what I wanted was not what the people wanted, which is my second lesson I learned. The first lesson I learned, politics brings the best and worst of the people. The second thing I learned was, well, what you may think is a good idea may not be the idea people want, or maybe the most useful idea. So election day comes, and I'm telling everyone to go out there and vote. Hashtag Voice in the Hood. I'm going to AfterBuzz TV, and I'm saying, hey, guys, hashtag Voice in the Hood. I'm doing all that stuff. And I remember going and voting, and it was a 3-man race for 2 positions. So past the poll, right? 3 guys were going out, and I do mean guys. 3 guys were going out for the 2 business rep positions. Top votes win. I came in last place. Dead last. And granted, 68 votes separated first and last place, but it is pretty much disheartening to be like, for real, there was 2 spots, and I'm the odd man out. And I won't even go through the whole thing. I'm like, hey, man, diversity candidate, what about me? Nope. I'm going completely merit-based. The location of Palm thought these 2 guys were the best guys for the job. Was I crushed? No. I was disappointed. I understand the responsibilities of it. I wish I had a chance to. I could do a really good job. But at the same time, now I'm not tethered to the ethics code of Los Angeles. If I really wanted to do that cyber yenta, I could. I can launch a Instagram page or a Facebook page on my own and do it anyway if I wanted to. Hasn't happened yet. It's probably because I'm petty. But the idea is that you can enact change without actually running for office, but it does help because understanding what public office does as far as how the process of getting things passed and budget management and people having their own personal agendas and trying to mass them in agendas that's going to benefit the location, these are all skills you don't get anywhere else. There's too much politics in politics, and I learned that firsthand. Do I regret running? No, I don't regret running it. I feel like it was a very, very good teaching experience. Come on, hashtag Voice in the Hood. Would I run again? Probably not. It is not for me. Politics are really for people that have the money to do it, any energy to do it, or know groups that can lobby for them and those super PAC groups and all that stuff. Average Joes have no business doing it. I know it's kind of like the civic duty, and an American should go out there and get involved, and it's a great idea on paper, but frankly, you're there long enough, they'll try to change you, or you'll wash out. And I pretty much washed out, man. It's kind of like, hey, don't be a little guy. Don't be a little guy. I know that sounds very dark and very cynical. If you were hearing this right now, you should be inspired to say, screw you, Flopito. I want to prove you wrong and run for office. And please let me know and tag me when it happens because I want to set up and say, thank you for enacting change. But I was beat down so quickly and swiftly in my hyper-local election that it was kind of understood that it definitely takes a kind of person to be a politician. But I learned a lot. Maybe I should probably share this with you. Because of this election at AfterBuzz and all my other friends, and even those same former coworkers will tease and say, hey, don't worry about it. You're the future mayor of Los Angeles. And that's why if you guys ever watch my wrestling content on AfterBuzz, I bang the gavel when someone's out of line. So it's kind of a joke to that. In my first ever t-shirt at flobito.threadless.com, it says, call me the mayor. It has my name on it because of that reference. And also, too, that I learned that a lot. And I learned the fact that it's a very tough job. I recommend you guys watch the documentary Mitt on Netflix, or was on Netflix. It was about Mitt Romney. Partisanship aside, I'm not advocating you vote for Mitt Romney or he's a good guy, but it really shows the journey someone does when they run for president and what that means. And the harrowing details are when you run for president of the United States, everyone is trying to see why you should not be qualified to run. And that's a lot for someone to take. And I was just a guy around the corner trying to come up with ideas to get businesses on Facebook searches. It was definitely an eye-opening experience. So I want you guys to hear what I'm saying today and say, forget that. I'm going to run it anyway. And when I do become elected, I want Flobo to know there's actually positives that go out there and exacting change. I also want you to know that you can always exact change without running for public office. And I want to say that it's not a bad thing itself. It's just be prepared for the personalities. The feeling of high school is everywhere, whether it's your job, whether it's the gym, whether it's politics. Everywhere is high school because people are in a box with their various personalities and crazy things will happen. Thank you so much for listening to this edition of What's Up, Flobo? As I talk to you about my experience running for public office, how I became the unofficial mayor of nowhere in particular. Let your friends know about the show. Please like, comment, subscribe, because frankly, YouTube doesn't care about you until you have 1,000 subscribers, which is totally unfair, but I'm begging you anyway. I'll be back sometime in the future with a brand new episode. Granted, a lot more positive one. I got to find another shirt. I feel like having the shirts being part of the shows are totally cool. Tell a friend. Until next time, peace out.